Hey, so I'm doing another one of these videos because the last one was you guys seem to find it interesting, which is great because I was really worried it was going to be like super boring. But it was also really fun to do. Like I want to make this a whole series because these is kind of I don't know, fun and different from what I normally do. But anyways, today I'm drawing Captain America, but a little different. I also did Iron Man as well. I didn't record that, but I'll put a link to where you can find the artworks on my DeviantArt, Blue Sky, Twitter. Where else do I post? Maybe Newground. I haven't really posted on Newground yet, but maybe it will happen. But yeah, also you can see the finished artwork, digitally colored and everything at the end of the video. So skip there if you don't want to hear me rambling. But anyways, you may want to hear me rambling today because I'm talking about artists, not fat artists, actually. I feel like I've talked a lot about the fat artists, like the WG artists that I like, but not so much about like the normie artists. I wondered what to call them. I was like, normal artists, non-SFW, NSFW artists. Normie artists is the title I'm settling with. The normie artists, although some of these artists do still do NSFW stuff as well, so it's inescapable in art. I feel like for as long back as you could go, you'll find like artists drawing, drawing titties, naked titties and stuff like that, even back in the Renaissance. So yeah, it's kind of, I feel unavoidable in art that people will draw something sus, and I don't know, I think that's respectable, honestly. But anyways, this is just sort of like a short list of some of my favorite artists that have really inspired me a lot, or I just really enjoy their work. It's not like a comprehensive list of like greatest artists ever. So, speaking of classical artists, going roughly chronologically on this, favorite sort of olden days artist of mine is William Adolphe Bouguereau. Hopefully I got that name somewhat right. He's French artist from the 1800s. Did really beautiful paintings of, I think mostly like peasant folk in countryside settings. I think that's most of it. Really beautiful artwork. One of my favorites is, I forget the name of it, but it's this painting of these two girls in the shade of the trees, just hanging out. I really like that one. Most of my favorites are like old-fashioned looking people steering wistfully across the countryside. He does that really well. Yeah, I've just always been really enamored with like how beautiful and his artwork is. So that's the one classy, old school, sniffs a real art connoisseur historian choice. The rest of these are a lot more contemporary. Again, going chronologically, next artist on the list is Larry Elmore. I mostly know Larry Elmore because he illustrated the basic D&D Red Book, and I love everything in that book, all the artwork in that book. Probably one of the biggest artistic inspirations for me. Like, I've always just looked at those artworks and been like, man, I want to draw like that. They're so good. They're so I just really like them. He's done a lot of amazing D&D art. It's got all of that like 80s pulp fantasy kind of look to it. I really like that. I really do like that. Yeah, I gotta have a look through that basic D&D book again, just to admire the art. All these like really nice like pen drawing, black and white pen drawings. He does like painting as well, but I don't know. I like the pen drawings. They're great. One thing that does make me laugh though is the skin tight chainmail, scale mail, whatever it's supposed to be. Like, it's funny. It's not just on the ladies, on the men as well. Everyone in his artwork wears skin tight chainmail, and I'm like, there's no way that makes any sense. But you know, 80s fantasy. Yeah. Also, as I mentioned, people drawing naked titties. Larry Elmore definitely does that. So, kudos, honestly. Since I am drawing Captain America specifically, I just wanted to give honorable mention and artistic hot take. Rob Liefeld, I think he's overhated. Maybe not underrated, but overhated definitely. I think Rob Liefeld's work, I think, is kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna defend his ability to draw anatomy or anything. Like, no way. But I think he does cool. His art is cool. His art is very bold. It's iconic. It's weird, even though it's weird and messy and doesn't anatomically sketchy. It's very iconic, I think, and I like, it makes sense why, you know, he really drew people's attention and when he started drawing comics. So yeah, I think Rob Liefeld is a bit of an artistic icon. I think his work is pretty cool, and people hate on it too much. But yeah, so there's my hot take. However, speaking of comic artists, Gascini and Uderzo, oh god, I probably butchered their names. Also French. There's a lot of French people on this list. When I was thinking about this, I was like, man, the French artist stereotype really is real, because like half of the artists on this list are French. But anyways, the guys who made Asterix and Obelix, I think it was only the one guy. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Uderzo who was the artist on it. I think Goscinny was more the writer of it, but they both made Asterix and Obelix, which is absolute classic comic. If you've never read Asterix and Obelix, I highly recommend it. It's peak. Like, my favorite, honestly, my favorite comic, like, books ever. They're so good. Everyone got those Squidward noses. They really do. Everyone's got those giant bulbous noses. And Obelix is like one of the best character designs of all time. Absolutely iconic. René Goscinny and Albert Uderzo, the French, so I'm sorry if I'm getting the names completely wrong. Absolute icons, man, I read a lot of Asterix and Obelix as a kid. On the manga side of things, I feel like I'm really forgetting like a lot. There's a lot of really amazing mangaka I could put on the list. I mean, you know, Toriyama, love Toriyama, obviously. Araki, I mean, you know, it's Araki, who doesn't have him on the list. But Kohei Horikoshi is the one that I really wanted to mention. Say what you will about the writing in My Hero Academia, but Horikoshi's like character designs are really good, I think. Like, I feel like Horikoshi really gets like everything that's like appealing about like the manga art style, but then it makes it his own and makes it very distinct and incredibly charming. Like, I just think he draws his characters to they just look lovable. They just look lovable, regardless of your opinion on the writing. It's like whatever Deku is doing, he just looks like a lovable guy, you know. I didn't even say Bakugo and All Might or whatever. Like, oh, All Might is such a good design. Yeah, I really like Horikoshi's art. I really like Horikoshi's art. Like I said, the fact is he's the only mangaka on this list is kind of embarrassing, because there's absolutely like many other ones I could probably think of if I really tried. But he's the one that I particularly like from an art point. He's writing like a horror manga next, which I'm kind of excited to see what that's like. You know me, I want to have at least one Warhammer artist on here, and so I picked Dave Gallagher. I don't know if he's like still working for Games Workshop or not. Actually, I haven't kept up with his career, but he was a veteran, like doing artworks way back in the 80s. Most of the artwork I know him for is from second and third edition, which was like the 90s to early 2000s. A lot of my favorite artworks are from that era of his. He did all the like kind of cartoony cover arts, like the third edition Space Marines, and I think third edition Dark Elder. And I wasn't always like a big fan of Dave Gallagher's work. I was like, oh, I prefer the more serious, realistic artwork that other artists did. And he does have some of that, but I've come to really appreciate Dave Gallagher's work because it does have so much personality to it. I think it really like fits and brings out like a side of Warhammer 40,000, where it's like, you know, obviously, you know, his Space Marines are very cool and badass and everything, and it's very epic and grimdark and everything, but at the same time they're very like cartoonish and kind of goofy looking. And I think like I think he was the one who drew all the Dark Elder with like the giant mouth grills and stuff like that, and the absurdly big hats and everything. And it's like Warhammer 40,000 is kind of like goofy and cartoonish, and he really brought that side of it out, I think, which I don't think you really see as much. I feel like modern Warhammer 40,000, modern Warhammer 40,000 art is like samey, no, watered down. But yeah, Dave Gallagher, that's the Warhammer artist I'm mentioning. Favorite artist of all time, David Revoir. He's like the artist that has inspired me in my own art more than anyone else. Mostly draws like really cool, beautiful, charming fantasy art. He also does a webcomic, Pepper and Carrot, which you should definitely check out. Besides just really loving his style, it's so like, man, his art's so unique and just, I just love it. He's also a very big figure in open source software. I think for all his projects he uses exclusively open source software like Krita and Blender, and you know, I'm an open source nerd, so I like that. Oh my gosh, I use the same drawing software. Oh my god. That's mostly because of my inspiration from him, but yeah. If you're ever wondering, who is your favorite artist, Sniff, that's who. French as well, again, god, so many French people. Another online artist that I find I really, really love the works of is Sandara. You can find her on DeviantArt and probably other places. I haven't checked her social medias recently, actually, but she just draws the most beautiful dragons. A lot of other amazing fantasy artwork as well, but just the most beautiful dragons. If you want to see some good dragons, Sandara does them like no one else. Oh my gosh, they're incredible. I really like the underwater ones. Like, she does a whole lot of like underwater dragons, and I'm like, yo, that's cool. More people need to draw swimming dragons, I think. Speedoru, you may know from Punch Punch Forever. He's like more of an animator, but he does do a lot of artwork as well. Also one of the artists on this list that does NSFW art. Again, does very good NSFW art, just as good as his SFW art. He did the Ace Attorney Clissy Fever animation, so he's peak. Such a iconic style. Amazing character, amazing character designs, and yeah, he did the Ace Attorney video, and it's like that's like 10 out of 10. That's like a cultural relic. I think that belongs in a museum. The Clissy Fever video. Gambarjan is another artist I really love the work of. Their main series is the Historically Inaccurate Woman Warriors series, which is just like pencil drawings of badass woman in like somewhat historically accurate armors. They go into a lot of detail on like exactly like where the inspirations for like the armor and weapons is, and how it's inaccurate to the time period or the inaccuracies in each individual artwork. I don't know. I like badass woman drawings, and I like historical medieval armors and weapons. So it's just kind of a good combination for me. An artist I started following more recently is Starfish Face, who does have a webcomic as well. I haven't read it. Sorry. Unfortunately, it's been on my to-do list. But I mostly have watched her videos about making art and making webcomics. If for anyone interested in getting into that, I highly recommend them. They're very cool, very informative, and also her art is great. Her art is great. It's so cute. It's what she does, like a lot of like chibi style characters in her own sort of style. And I really like that. If you do really good chibis, I like that. But it's so cute. It's so cute and vibrant and lovable. I have a set of HoloLive girls stickers in her art style that I got off her store. And oh my god! And Code Geass abridged fan art. That's why she's on this list. She did Code Geass abridged fan art. And last artist I wanted to mention on this list, also comic artist. Refrainbow, who is the artist behind Boyfriends, one of my favorite webcomics. Boyfriends, I started reading Boyfriends with a friend as a joke a couple of years ago, but at this point I unironically really love Boyfriends. It's very cute. I am currently waiting for my volume 4 to arrive, but I have all the other 3 volumes. Yeah, very, very cool. I love Refrainbow's pastel style, cutesy pastel gay people. I'm down. I'm here for that. Prep is literally me. But yeah, I do really enjoy Refrainbow's art. I think it's actually really good. It's very much my thing. It's very much my thing. Not for everyone. Not everyone likes their webcomics to look and taste like candy floss, but I do, so yeah. Refrainbow, please notice me, senpai. Ooh woo. Actually, no, because I don't want Refrainbow to ever notice me, because I have been considering drawing the main characters of Boyfriends as like inflated or something like that, and I don't want Refrainbow to find out about that, because they'd probably be disappointed in me. So hopefully Refrainbow never finds my account. That is coming, by the way. That is coming. You've been warned. And yeah, that's sort of a brief rundown of my favorite artists. Others that have really inspired me, or I just really enjoy their work. Again, there's obviously not a comprehensive list, because there's a lot of like incredible artists that I haven't mentioned here. Like Araki, but who doesn't have Araki on their list? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to me waffle about artists. I highly recommend you check these artists' works out. They're all very good. They're all very good. And definitely read Asterix and Obelix. If you haven't read that, definitely do that. What are you doing? But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna do another one. I don't know what the next character I'm gonna do is. Maybe Luna Snow or Squirrel Girl, because I've got some ideas for them. I don't know what I'll be talking about. I have to pick a new topic. Maybe like, I kind of want to do a video on my unhinged meta analysis on 300, but I don't think the world's ready for that. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.